What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Week 5 NFL Picks Live. Welcome in. Good to see each and every one of you. Be sure to chat down below. Where are you watching from? I want to know. Just give me a state. I want to know where you're watching this live show from. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to go through Week 5 picks, make our picks as usual, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. A couple of things we got to get out of the way here. Pre-game prediction video is coming out tomorrow, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Pre-game prediction video for the Cowboys and the Steelers. Sunday Night Football. Big game. And, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough because the Cowboys, we're down a couple of men. Benintendi says, Arkansas, ooh, pig suey. That's what I'm talking about. Put it in the chat. Where are you watching tonight's show from? Pre-game prediction video is dropping tomorrow morning where we're going to talk about the Cowboys and the Steelers. And obviously, we're going to talk about it when it comes to the picks. And Madden prediction is going to be dropping Friday. And, of course, Sunday. This show is brought to you by Homage. Get your shirts. Today, I am going vintage. I'm going, how about them Cowboys? I'm going Jimmy Johnson. By the way, remember that time that we had thought that the Jimmy Johnson curse was real? Cowboy Noah says, I can't see you. Well, that's very important because we're trying out new software here. You guys can't see me. You're just seeing the pre-video. Oh, no. See, this is why we do all this testing stuff. Shoot, I don't know. Let me see if I can take myself away. Hold up, guys. Bear with me. Can you guys see me now? Let's see. Hold up. I got my phone, too. I can see if I'm live or not. Let's figure this out. Together. Hold up, guys. Bear with me. Let's figure this out. What's funny is I tried this new streaming software because I wanted to see you guys. Oh my gosh, there's like a huge lag. Now I see the problem.
Yeah, here we go!
Here's it out for Lamb. He's got it! He's gone! This is history! It's never happened in the history of the NFL!
All right. We should be back. Thank you for holding off with me. I'm checking. We should be back. Hold up. Chat, I need you to let me know if we're live. If you could see me. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Are we back to normal? Blitz says, hey, Tony. Hey, Kyle. Are we back, guys? Are we back? Let me know. Thank you so much for letting me know that you couldn't see me. Pure transparency is I was trying a new streaming software, and it's because I wanted to see comments on the screen right here. I wanted everyone to see their comments, but that just completely ruined the whole ordeal. Cowboy Noah says, there we go. Alex says, we live. Hey, baby, we're back. I'm so sorry, guys. This is what I get for trying new stuff. Cowboy Noah says, I see you. And Noah, I see you too. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging in with me with the technical difficulties. Welcome to another live show, Week 5. If you heard me, we got Week 5 coming up here. We got Cowboys and Steelers pregame prediction video dropping tomorrow. Let's get a general temperature of the room. How are my Cowboy fans feeling about Week 5? And we're going to talk about it. Obviously, they play Sunday night, so we're going to talk about it. We're going to go through it when we're going through our picks. But I just want a general temperature of the room here. How you guys feeling about this Cowboys team? Down Micah, down DeMarcus Lawrence, down Brandon Cooks. Everyone's dropping like flies right now. I will express my concerns, but also my optimism in tomorrow morning's pregame prediction video. And don't forget, Madden prediction video drops on Friday. TKG says, I have a black screen. Oh, boy. Try refreshing it. I got my phone up here, too, just to see the live stream. It is live. I would recommend TKG if you could just refresh the page. Try that. Blitz says, hey, Tony. Hey, Kyle. What's up, man? Thanks for joining the stream. Blitz says, where's your Steelers mini helmet? Look, it's the same issue with the Saints one. No, not the Saints one. Who did we play? The Ravens. Yes. I'm not finding them. They're probably in some box somewhere. And I'm just being lazy and I'm not grabbing them. But all right, guys, you ready to jump in? You ready to jump in and make some picks? Get tonight going? I asked the chat earlier before we had all those issues. I said, tell me where you're watching tonight's live show from. What state? Don't give me your address. What state? We have a viewer from Arkansas. Woo Pig. The University of Arkansas, go Razorbacks. We're going to get that national championship this year in football. That's a joke. Where are you guys watching the show from tonight? Just a state as we jump in here, looking at our Week 5 slots, Week 5 picks. Now, a little known fact, we do have a few teams on a bye week. We have a few teams on a bye week. Eagles, Lions, those are the two that I can remember. But last week, guys, we did another Jason Garrett. We pulled another Jason Garrett. We went 8-8, and it's still early in the season where you don't know these teams really well. Some teams that are really good right now won't be good later on in the season. Washington Commanders. TKG says, how are you feeling versus Steelers? Because I have us winning, but with this so injured, I don't know. That's a terrific question, TKG. And I share that in the pregame prediction video tomorrow morning. But I feel pretty good. I know everyone's worried about Micah. Everyone's worried about DeMarcus Lawrence. And obviously the news of Brandon Cooks dropping this morning. I feel good. I feel confident. Backs against the wall. We're 2-0 on the road. We're playing a not very talented Steelers team. Now their defense, they can cause some issues. But I feel confident. I don't think it's going to be pretty. I think it's going to be tough, but we can get it done. That's how I feel, TKG. I think we can get it done. And this is going to be a tough game, and it's going to be fun to see our boys. It's going to be fun. It's going to be. I think it's going to be a great Sunday night game. But here we go, guys. We got Alex from Georgia. Welcome to the chat. Regular viewer over there. Appreciate you. Alex says, Lions, Eagles, Titans, and Chargers all have a bye week. Shout out to the chat. The chat has been incredible for the first 4 weeks of the NFL season. You guys are dropping strange facts, great stats. You guys are awesome. TKG says, how is your fantasy season if you're doing fantasy? I got 2 teams. That's a great question. Let's pull it up. I really want to expand the show a little bit. Like I want to, because I bet too on Prize Picks. So I would love a segment where we can put together a slip together. That'd be really fun. And then I do have a fantasy team here. Oh my gosh, did I win? How did I win that game? Wait, no, that's a lie. Okay, so I'm in 2 fantasy leagues. One of them, I am 0-4. The other one, I'm 3-1. So there we go. the one and only Ron the Don Smith. Welcome to the chat all the way from Utah. Shout out to the people who live in Utah. I grew up for a time in Albuquerque, New Mexico, so I'm right there with the Four Corners. But let's go ahead and jump on in. Week 5 picks, as you guys already know. Drop your score predictions and your predictions yourself. Let's jump into Thursday Night Football. We got an NFC South showdown. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Atlanta Falcons. Both teams are really tough, and we see both teams this year. Both teams this year, Bucs and the Falcons. Chat, if you want to tell me which weeks we're seeing the Buccaneers and the Falcons. I know Falcons is coming up pretty soon. Buccaneers is going to be a Sunday night game later in the year. Falcons, man, they've been looking good, man. And I still don't think they've figured it all out. They haven't figured out how to use Kyle Pitts, and they haven't utilized Bijan Robinson to his fullest, but they're doing pretty good. Buccaneers are a problem. They're a playoff team. And they took it to the Eagles, and we all know the Eagles aren't that good. But they took it to them, and they got a game. This one's in Atlanta, and this one's going to be a fun one. I can't wait to watch this one tomorrow night. But in this game, it could go either way. You could convince me either way. And let me see. I wanted to pull up the point spreads tonight, too. So for this game, they have Atlanta as favorites by 1.5 points. Ooh, that's a close one. And you know what? I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons on this one. I think the Falcons can get a win here. It's going to be tough, but I think the Falcons are going to get a win. Alex says Falcons 23-19. It's going to be a close one, y'all. It's going to be a close one. Who you got, Bucs or Falcons? I'm going Atlanta Falcons. And, of course, you take that spread by 1.5 points. Of course. They're going to win by a field goal. It may just come down. I'd be very surprised if it was a blowout and if someone won by more than 2 touchdowns or a touchdown in itself. I think it may be a field goal game. Both teams are looking really good. All right, let's go and jump over to Sunday. And we got an early game, y'all. You better wake up early. Breakfast in football. We got the New York Jets and the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings look good. There's only 2 undefeated teams left in the National Football League. It's the Minnesota Vikings and the Kansas City Chiefs. Who would have thought? Who would have thunk it? The Minnesota Vikings, their defense is insane. And Sam Darnold right now, if the season ended today, he might just be your MVP. And look, I tweeted this, and if you guys aren't following me on X, be sure to follow me on X at TonyGoRomo. It is so the first 4 weeks of football and the success of Sam Darnold just shows how important scheme, coaching, and playbook is to a quarterback. And I'm saying that because when you talk about the Dallas Cowboys, Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott, they make it so hard on Dak offensively. They make it so hard on him when it could be easier for him. TKG says, hopefully better than last week. All those flags were bad. Definitely agree. Alex says, Vikings 27-26. Point spread. What does Vegas have this game as? They have the Vikings as 2.5 point favorites, so by a field goal. I think that is closer than it really should be. But you know what? I'm in the mood for some upsets this week. I got my 60-second picks coming out tomorrow morning, and you're going to be surprised. I got a couple of upsets. Ron the Don Smith says Falcons 19, Bucs 29. Blitz says my grandpa's coming into town to watch me play football for a district championship, and as he's here, we both get to watch the Cowboys together. Blitz, you enjoy that time with your grandfather, and you play, man. You play. You play for him. You play for the player beside you. Do it, man. That sounds like fun. But I'm going to take the New York Jets over the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to take the upset. If Vegas has a 2.5 point spread, I think the Jets win by a touchdown. Alex says Sam Darnold versus his former team. Yes. This is in Minnesota, so I don't think this... Sorry, it's not in Minnesota. This is an international game. Cowboy Noah says the Jets are 8-4 all-time against the Vikings. Chat is awesome with these awesome facts. But I'm going to go with the New York Jets. I think they figure it out. And I think this game is, where is this game? I know it's international, but where is this game? Is it London? Is it London again? Let's see. Where are the Vikings playing the Jets? The Jets are traveling to London to take on the Vikings. It's in London. So we'll be up and early watching, hopefully a good game. Speaking of good games, we got the Panthers and the Bears. Panthers and Bears. Panthers are riding the red rifle. And we know a lot about that with Andy Dalton, don't we? Chicago Bears, however, they got a surprise win at home against the Los Angeles Rams. Now I'll say this, Caleb Williams obviously still trying to get caught up to speed. I'm not going to put a consensus out there that says Caleb is a bust or anything like that. It's hard to be a rookie quarterback, especially a number 1 overall pick coming into the NFL. But that defense is for real. TKG says, I want to see Cowboys play an international game. Well, you know what needs to happen for the Cowboys to do an international game? They have to give up one of their home games. Now, once upon a time, we did do that. We played the Jacksonville Jaguars in London 2014, and we smoked the Jags. But, yes, if you're going to take on an international game, you are going to forfeit one home game. And we all know Jerry doesn't want to do that because all that revenue. But on the other hand, if your team does go international, that also helps revenue too. But also, the Dallas Cowboys are the Dallas Cowboys, the number 1 value franchise in the entire world. So do they need to go international? I would love it. A game in Germany? That'd be awesome. I don't know about going back to London, but Germany would be great. Don't send my boys to Brazil. Don't do that to them. I don't want them to go to Mexico City too. But if you can send them to Germany, because we've already been to London, that would be really cool. So I'm going to take the Carolina Panthers in an upset against the Chicago Bears. I told y'all I'm feeling upsets this week. I'm so tired of this 8-8. I'm willing to take a chance this week and just close my eyes and throw the darts and see if they stick on the board. Let's go Panthers over the Bears. Reminder, this is a DJ Moore potential revenge game. And this would have been a Bryce Young game with the whole draft, trade, picks, all that happened. But Bryce Young got benched. They got benched. But next up, we got the Cleveland Browns and the Washington Commanders. Ooh, baby. How about them Commanders? Hail to the Commanders. Starting off the season hot, 3-1. Hats off to them. Look, I'm not going to sit back and criticize them just because they're a rivalry or anything like that. Look, Commander fans deserve this start to the season. They've been put through the ringer as a team. We'll see how it all finishes. But right now, just give your kudos to the Commanders. Give it to them. They've waited long for a guy like Jaden Daniels. Now the Browns. Look, the NFC East has beat the Browns twice. Cowboys beat them. Giants beat them. The Commanders should beat them. So I'm going to take the Commanders. Alex says Commanders. Luck Duck 1. Commanders, of course. TKG says this season been the season of upset so far. It really has. That's why we're sitting at 8-8. That's why I've gone 8-8 the past 3 weeks. Crazy upsets. Just watch. This is the week where the favorites win. And all my upset picks are bad. But let's go back to the Vegas odds. For this game, they have the Commanders by 3 points, which is a little bit generous. A little bit, should have been a little bit higher. But Cowboy Noah says the Browns are 35-12-1 against the Bermarders. I'm going to take the Commanders in this one. They should win. It's going to hurt to see them go 4-1. But like I said, Commander fans have earned a moment of victory, even though it's still early in the season. Let's go to the AFC East, shall we? We got the Miami Dolphins versus the New England Patriots. Man, pour one out for the Miami Dolphins. They are struggling right now. And this is just how valuable it is to have a decent quarterback. Because Tua went down, and we still don't know what the status is of Tua moving forward. But, man, the Dolphins are struggling. Gave the Titans their first win of the season on Monday night. Dolphins are struggling. Patriots got that new look. Let's see what Vegas says. Vegas has this as a close game. Has the Patriots by 1.5 points. Over and under 36.5. Okay. So they're expecting a close one. I think the Dolphins just need a good quarterback, which, by the way, Cowboy fans. I think I know a guy who's sitting right behind Cooper Rush that the Dolphins could use. All you have to do is give us someone good. Give us a good wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? Let's dance. Let's trade Trey Lance. Come on, make it happen. And here's the connection, because I'm not just throwing anything crazy out there. Mike McDaniels was on the San Francisco coaching staff when they drafted Trey Lance. If Jerry Jones was a competent general manager, trade Lance. Get your 4th-round pick back. Get a wide receiver. Get Dak some help. I don't know who Dak's throwing to this week. No Brandon Cooks. It's just CD, Jalen Tolbert, Ryan Flournoy. Oh, it's going to be brutal. But I think Dak's going to ball out. Regardless, back to the AFC East showdown. I'm going to take the New England Patriots. Dolphins got to get dicey, man. They got to get fun, Get Tyreek on a reverse. Have him throw the ball to Waddle down the field. Get fun, man. Get fun. This sounds toxic, but I love it when a chaotic season comes the way of the Cowboys. Because then it's just balls to the wall. We're just doing random plays that we never would have done. I like a bad season. I'm happy we've won 36 regular season games in the past 3 years, but I love a bad season, man. That's why I like that Red Rifle season. Here we go. NFC South showdown. We got the Colts and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Put it in the chat. Who you going for in this one? Who do you think is going to win this? Jags, man, they have not won a game yet. You lose this game, Doug Peterson's gone. Which is surprising because I said last week that if you lose the game to the Texans, you should be gone because they haven't won a game since November. It goes further than these first 4 weeks. I think they're like on a 9-game losing streak. Luck Duck says Colts. Alex says Jaguars upset. Michael says Colts murder the Jags. Benetendi says Colts. You guys know me. I'm in my upset zone here. I'm going to go with the Jags to get their first win of the season in Jacksonville. Let's see where Vegas has this. Has the Colts by... Oh, wait, hold up. They have the Jags as 2.5-point favorites. Whoa. What did the Colts do? I mean, they may not have Anthony Richardson. Joe Flacco's in there. But, I mean, Joe Flacco is more than capable of winning you a game. Regardless, I like the Jags. Go Jags. All right, we get a good game. This is the one that I'm going to be tuning into. The Buffalo Bills travel to Houston to take on the Texans. And as we all know, this is the Stephon Diggs revenge game. Bills hated how Diggs was always wanting the ball, so they traded him away. They sent him off to Houston. Now he's down in Houston with C.J. Stroud, Nico Collins, Joe Mixon. This one's going to be an interesting one. Alex is already going with the Texans. I'm really interested to see where Vegas has this one. They have the Bills as 1.5-point favorites. Bills are coming off getting clapped on Sunday Night Football by the Ravens. So they're hungry, but now they got to go on the road, and they got to play the Texans. Texans squeezed out one against the Jags. Benetendi says Bills. I'm interested to see what you guys think about this game. TKG says Alex the Strouds. I like, if we're going by Vegas, I'm choosing the upset again here. I like the Texans at home. I feel like the Bills were riding a high, and they get brought down to earth, and the NFL sort of evens out. So I'm going to take the Texans winning at home over the Bills. Next up, we got another good game, Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. Michael says Diggs goes off for 2 touchdowns with the Texans win 28-31. I love revenge games. I love when players get traded away and they can go off on their former team. I'm a big fan of that. So Diggs, I hope he has a great game. I hope they target him. Ravens and Bengals. This one's going to be a fun one, man. Ravens they lost 2 in a row. Now they've won 2 in a row. Bengals, they're 1-3, I believe. Let's see. Vegas has this game. This is interesting. They got the Ravens at 2.5-point favorites. This is an easy call for me. This is almost easy money, really. Tristan says, what's up, man? What's up, Tristan? Welcome to the chat. Thanks for joining in. And thank you so much for everyone in the chat right now. You guys are awesome. Hanging out for another Wednesday night live show, Week 5 picks. If they got the Ravens at 2.5-point favorites, I feel like that's easy money. I will definitely go with the Cincinnati Bengals. Tristan says, I won't be surprised if Ravens stomp them or Bengals win in a close game. Michael says Bengals bounce back with the win 20-17. I'm just looking at this game. I'm just choosing the Bengals. I don't know. It's just easy for me. Maybe if it was in Baltimore, that changes the way I look at this game. But I like the Bengals in this game. Let's take a look at the AFC North really quick. Looking at the standings, Steelers are at the top, 3-1. Ravens 2-2. Browns 1-3. Bengals 1-3. Still, that division's still up for grabs. Benintendi says taking the Bengals in an upset. Yeah, we're going with the Bengals on this one. That's easy money. Vegas thinks Ravens win by 3. I'm taking Joey Burrow. Give me Joey. Give me Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. Give me those guys. They win at home. Blitz is coming out of nowhere saying Ravens 42-17. Oh, so you think it's going to be a blowout? Okay. And there you have it. There's our early slate of games. Alex says he's got the Ravens. We're pretty split on this one, chat. Let's move into the afternoon games. Got another division showdown. You got the Las Vegas Raiders and the Denver Broncos. I know we're mostly Cowboys fans here in the chat. Should the Cowboys go and get Davante Adams? Let's throw a curveball in the chat. Should the Dallas Cowboys go make a move for Davante Adams? What do you guys think, Cowboys Nation? Forget about the money. Forget about the cap situation. Does Davante Adams scream all in? Let me know. Or let me throw a little wrench into the question. Would you rather the Cowboys go and get Amari Cooper? Tristan says, Davante Adams, please come to Dallas. Michael says 1,000%. I don't know if you put that extra 0 there on accident, but he says 1,000%. Blitz says, yes, please, Jerry Lord, please. Benintendi says they absolutely should, but Jones is too cheap. Hey, you know what they say? You know how the rich stay rich? Michael says if Jerry Jones is really all in, I think they should. I believe the same thing, Chad. Now, are they going to? I don't know if they are. Tristan says, look, I want Amari Cooper, but we know Davante is better. Let's be real. That is very true, my friend. I'd take Davante over Coop any day. I agree. Alex says, well, earlier today, Cowboys are not interested to trade Davante Adams. You're right. I reported about it. Go check out my TikTok at Tony Goat Romo. At first they were. They monitored the situation. They inquired. But then they found out, they want a second-round draft pick, additional compensation, and Davante Adams has a $36 million cap casual hit next season and the year after that. No, we like our draft pick. No, and we like our guys. So, yeah, Davante Adams, I don't think it's going to happen. I think Amari Cooper should happen. But that requires Jerry to be humble. Because really, at that point, if Jerry comes back and goes and gets Amari Cooper back, he's basically admitting that he was wrong. He was like, sorry, guys, I was wrong. Shouldn't have traded away Amari Cooper for a bag of chips 2 years ago. Let's bring him back because we need him again. Now, does Jerry Jones strike you as a man who would get on his knees and admit that he was wrong? Yeah, there's your answer about the Amari Cooper situation, and there's your answer about the Davante Adams situation. Michael says CD and Davante would feed families. It would. TKG says, I want Kyle as wide receiver too. You do not want that. Little story time. I was on my middle school football team. And coach said, I want you to try out for wide receiver. I want you to run a slant. I was like, okay, I can do that. Said, hut. I start running. Throw my shoulder to the right, slant in the left, had my arms up. Quarterback throws it. I catch it. All hands, no body. Caught it with my hands. Start to tuck it. Guy who's playing quarterback tackles me. Ball comes out of my hands. Coach says, you're not going to be a wide receiver. We're going to find a way. We're going to find a different position for you, but it is not wide receiver. That day low-key still haunts me because I'm just like, give me another chance. Give me another chance. It's kind of like what Tom Brady said. I don't know if you guys ever seen the video, but you only have one chance. And that was my one chance. If I caught that ball, I'm going pro. No. Colt says, love the vids, bro. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. I work hard to bring you guys good content on TikTok, X, Instagram, and YouTube, so I'm so glad that you enjoy it. Blitz says, Tony, do you think we need a lot of new stuff like wide receiver 2 and defensive coordinator? Man, Blitz, we need a lot of stuff, and that's just the beginning of it. Tristan says, only problem with having CD and Davante is we would have problems of who's going to be wide receiver number 1, and that might cause conflict. You're absolutely right. You got to manage drama, and there's going to be drama between those two. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to choose the Denver Broncos over the Las Vegas Raiders. Let's go, baby. I think Bo Nix, Sean Payton get a back-to-back win. Raiders are trying to get rid of Davante. I don't know if that locker room is in the best of capabilities right now. So I'm going to take the Broncos at home because that defense is low-key sneaky good. TKG says, should we sign either Adams or Cooper? Yes, we probably will not because Jerry, like our guys, Jones, and all in. Yeah, we're not going to sign either of them. Colt says, do you think we ever win a ring with Jerry Jones owning the team? That's the $1 million question. It would have to take a new general manager for this team to have a legitimate chance at another Super Bowl. Tristan says, I got Broncos winning as well. Alex says Broncos. We're all on the same page. Let's go to another division showdown. We got the Arizona Cardinals versus the San Francisco 49ers. I thought the Cardinals would be better this year. Maybe it's still early in the year, but I got the 49ers winning this one, especially in San Francisco. Look, Arizona is a tough place to play. Cowboys know that firsthand. We went there last year, week 3, and laid a dud. Laid an egg. 49ers win this one. Michael says, sleeper pick for a landing spot for Davante Adams. That's a good question, my friend. Sleeper pick is probably the New Orleans Saints. Most likely spot, New York Jets. Benny Tenney says Cardinals by a field goal. Colt says 49ers easy. Alex says 49ers. Tristan says I can actually see this being a close game, and you're not wrong, Tristan. It's a division game, man. Anything could happen in a division game. Cardinals got to play really good on the road, though, to make it close with the 49ers. So we shall see. Vegas probably has this as a big point spread, to be honest. Let's double check. Yep. They have the 49ers as 7.5 favorites. That's what they think of the Arizona Cardinals. Michael, you would win a lot of money if the Cardinals win and you placed a bet on the Cardinals with an upset. That's a 7.5 point spread. Howie, welcome to the chat. His question is, what about D-Hop? DeAndre Hopkins, that's another good choice. Probably the inexpensive option of Mari Cooper and Devontae Adams. So I would love that. I mean, he was someone that we wanted just like a year or 2 years ago before he signed with Tennessee. So I would love DeAndre Hopkins. I think the name is just worthy enough to like at least give CD some spacing on the field. So absolutely. Next game, we got the New York Giants and Seattle Seahawks. Giants obviously lost to the Cowboys last Thursday night. They get a couple extra days rest, just like Dallas. However, the Seattle Seahawks went toe-to-toe with the Detroit Lions. They were down 28-0, but they did come back. They did lose, so they're looking to bounce back. And they're back at CenturyLink. Put it in the chat. Who do you got? I'm taking the Seattle Seahawks. Alex says Seahawks. I think we're all on the same page. I'm really curious to hear what you guys think about this next game. We got the Packers and the Rams at SoFi Stadium. This one's going to be very interesting. Let's see what the point spread is here for this one. They have the Packers as 3-point favorites. What do we think about this game? This one was probably a tricky one for me to choose. Rams or Packers. This one's a tricky one in my opinion. Because the Rams, they're coming off the loss against Chicago. Green Bay's coming off of a loss too against Minnesota. So both teams are looking to bounce back. If this is in Lambeau, that's different, but it's at SoFi, kind of a neutral field. Packer fans will show up. Alex says Packers. Colt says Packers 31-26. Benetetti says Jets, but then changes her answer to Packers. Her or he, I do not know. But welcome to the chat. Tristan says Jordan Love can't go 0-3, so Packers. You know, you guys sound pretty convincing. Because I in the video that you're going to see my 60-second picks tomorrow morning, I chose the Rams. But you guys sound very convincing. If I had spoke to you before making that video, I probably would have chose the Packers as well. But my pick you're going to see tomorrow is going to be the Rams, so I'll die. I'll die on that axe. I'll choose the Rams. Again, I was very into the upset mindset. I was like, to hell with it. Let's choose the underdog. Michael says Green Bay is the overall better team. I believe they get the win. You guys are convincing me. I think Packers win this one, but just know I'm still choosing the Rams. But I think you guys are right. All right, here we go, baby. Sunday Night Football in Pittsburgh. Dallas Cowboys, Pittsburgh Steelers. Reminder, pregame prediction video drops tomorrow morning. I spent 30 minutes breaking down this entire matchup. And the Madden prediction will be Friday morning as well. All right, what are your questions? Does anybody have any questions about this matchup? Any worries? Any hesitations? Put it in the chat. Or if you feel confident and if you're optimistic, put it down in the chat. This is our time as Cowboys fans to let it out. We're coming up on the end of the show, Cowboys and Steelers. Cowboy Noah says the Cowboys are 17-16 all-time against the Steelers. You are absolutely correct. Tristan says the last team we faced in the Super Bowl, you're right, Super Bowl 30 in Arizona. Cowboys beat the Steelers to become a dynasty. Alex says he likes the Cowboys. Ooh, really? Is that what we're saying, Chad? No Micah, no D-Law, no Brandon Cooks on the road on prime time. You're still choosing the Cowboys. TKG says injuries. I know, man, but it's better to have them now than later in the season. Benetetti says not a chance in hell the Cowboys win this one. That's an unbiased and realistic opinion. Blitz says they have TJ Watt and we have really no defense, but I see us winning by 28-14. Blitz, you surprised me there. You had me in the first half. I'm not going to lie. You had me in the first half. Michael says Tony Romo and Dez come out of retirement and we win by 30. Let's go, baby. I love that. I love it. Though Romo did struggle against the Steelers as well. He did have only one win against the Steelers, and it was in Dallas. Tristan says the Steelers' defense is scaring me. Tristan, do not fear, my friend, because we have Rain Dakota Prescott. Colt says our Cowboys 25-19. Weird numbers, but Phil's right. Colt, that's crazy because my pick was 26-19. Shout out to the pregame prediction video tomorrow morning. My game prediction was 26-19. Colt says, I think the Steelers have been overplaying. Okay. Yeah, TKG, that 2016 game, man. I get a tear in my eye just thinking about it. Tristan says, I can't see Dak scoring more than 1 or 2 touchdowns on this defense. Guys, this is not the steel curtain. This is not that defense. They are good. I'm not disrespecting the Steelers' defense. They are good, but they are not great. You know who is great? Dakota Prescott. Believe in number 4, for he knows the plans that he has for this team. Plans to prosper. Plans to score. And plans to win. Put your trust in Rain Dakota Prescott. This is his game, y'all. This is his game. Blitz says what? Hey, man, I just feel good about this game. I feel good about this game. I feel like the Cowboys are flying under the radar. This is where I want them. I don't want the spotlight on us being 5-0 or anything like that. Being under the radar, being underdogs. Mike McCarthy's going to get this team ready. We got young guys, Marshawn Nealon, Mozzie Smith, Marvin Overshown. You best believe I feel good about this game. Michael says I'm getting low-scoring vibes. Could very well be. I mean, it could be like a 2016 game. Field goals. Tristan says, I hope Dak does play amazing. He really needs to have that game where he shows his MVP self is back. You're right. He had a pretty good game last week, 22-27, over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. This could be the start. Benintendi says, win or lose, I just want to see more from Zeke on Sunday. We all do. Colt says, we all said that last year before we got handed to by Jordan Love. Way to bring the chat down, Colt. I thought we wanted to move on from that. But you're right. You're right. Blitz, okay, Tony, how do you think the defense is going to do? I don't think you can be as bad as you were against the Saints and as bad as you were as the Ravens. And like I said, this defense, under a new leadership with Mike Zimmer, it takes time. It takes time. Learning your strengths and weaknesses, learning the pros and the cons. It takes time and it takes failure most of all to grow. And this defense is a seed. It was a seed, but they've grown. They're learning. They're developing. They're progressing. And I believe we see a pretty good defense. A defense that's going to give us a chance. I don't think this is going to be a blowout. There will be an opportunity to win this game Sunday night. Now, I'm believing that we can get it done, but there is the other side of it where we might actually fall short due to the injuries. Alex says Mike McCarthy is 4-1 versus Mike Tomlin. It's the other way around. Mike Tomlin's 4-1 against Mike McCarthy. The only win Mike McCarthy has is Super Bowl 45. Michael says if he gets playing time, I believe Ryan Flournoy gets a touchdown. I would love that. Colt says, do you play fantasy football? Yes, I do. If so, you should drop some fantasy football content. That's what we were just talking about at the beginning of the chat. That I do play, and I would love to start doing that. Develop this show a little bit more on Wednesday nights where we can share fantasy stardoms and situms. That would be fun. Blitz says Dak has 6 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Good start so far. Yeah, it's a great start. So lock it in. Give me your score predictions. Unbiased and realistically before we move on to Monday Night Football. Cowboys and Steelers. Reach deep down. What is your unbiased and realistic opinion? We will not hate each other. Just put it in the chat. If you think the Steelers are going to win, fine. That's okay. We can all totally see that. But if you think the Cowboys are actually legitimately going to pull off the upset because they are 1.5-point underdogs, put it in chat. Scores and game picks. Put it down below. Colt says 25-19. I said Cowboys 26-19. Tristan says Cowboys 27-18. I love the odd scores. I love these odd scores. Keep going. Michael says 26-21. Colt says 25-10, but hasn't chose which team. Theos, welcome to the chat. Theo says 28-10 Steelers. Oh, he's going with the blowout. Could see that. Alex says 24-21 Cowboys, so you're relying on the leg of Brandon Aubrey to win this one. TKG says Cowboys win. That my prediction. Also, we have the best kicker in the league right now. Yes. Benintendi says 21-10 Steelers. Howie, welcome to the chat. Howie says 17-13 Steelers. That's a good prediction too. Falls in line with the low scoring that most likely will happen. I like that score predictions, Howie. Colt says 25-19 boys. Okay, there we go. We have it. It's out in the wild. We got the receipts. We know who cheered for the Cowboys and who didn't. We know who chose the Steelers, and that's fine. Unbiased and realistic. We're that type of community. So let's see what happens. It's Monday Night Football. Saints and Chiefs. Who we got, guys? Will the Saints give the Chiefs their first loss of the season? No Rashee Rice. I mean, we're talking about all these wide receivers that the Cowboys can get. I mean, the Chiefs could easily go out there and get all of these guys. They could get Devontae Adams. They could get Amari Cooper. There's another one that DeAndre Hopkins. The Saints went all out for their Super Bowl against the Cowboys 2 weeks ago. And they haven't been the same since. They've lost 2 straight since then. But yes, this is that Arrowhead. Alex says going with the Chiefs. Theo says not close. Benintendi says Chiefs are going to win at home. Michael says Saints with the upset of the week. Taking down. Now that would be crazy, Michael, because that would be taking down the Chiefs. And I don't know who you chose for the Vikings game, but if the Vikings win in London, they would be the only undefeated team in the NFL. Colt says, don't want to bet against the Chiefs. Me too, but they did not look against the Chargers. If we're being honest, they haven't looked good. They haven't looked good. But we said that all year last year, and then they turned it on in the playoffs. But I will always admire a team that just finds a way to win. It's ugly. It's not pretty. They turn the ball over, but they still find a way to win. Cowboy Noah says Chiefs get their first loss, 41-28. Whoa. Tristan says, I see Chiefs losing. Wow. We got some people believing the Saints are going to upset. Let's take a look at the point spread. They got the Chiefs as 5.5-point favorites. That spread is awful. And I say awful because it should be a lot closer. They are really looking at the Chiefs being Super Bowl champs and being 4-0, and they gave them a larger margin. I was going to go with the Chiefs, but seeing that point spread, I kind of want to go with the Saints. Michael says there won't be an undefeated team after week 5. Very, very, very possible. Look, my pick was the Chiefs, but after seeing that point spread, I could totally see it being the Saints. Colt says Chiefs should be 2.5 favorites. I agree. It should really be that close. I completely agree. 5.5 is almost disrespectful to the Saints. But yeah, I'm locking it as the Chiefs, but I would not be surprised if the Saints won. But that's it. Those are all of our picks for week 5. Now, before we conclude the show, this is a Q&A. Q&A for anybody that has any questions. Could be Cowboys related. Could be Kyle related. Maybe you're struggling in a relationship and you need a little bit of advice from a man on YouTube. But thank you so much again, guys, for hanging out. You guys are awesome. Blitz says, Tony, you go. How's your family? How's your family doing? You guys living life? Hope you guys are well and stay healthy. Love your videos and shorts. Keep up the hard work. Thank you so much, Blitz. Our family's doing wonderful. I'm married. Been married for 5 years. We have 2 beautiful kids. They're wonderful. They're incredible. They're asleep right now. But they're incredible. I appreciate that. Thanks, Blitz. Yeah, I mean, content it's tough to produce, especially during the football season. But I'm thankful I got a good support system. You guys need to go out there and find a good support system. Once again, just a Q&A. You got questions about the Cowboys? You got questions for me? Before we end tonight's show, thank you again for everyone who's hanging out. You guys are awesome. I love these shows. I love going live with you guys. I definitely, I'll share this. I haven't worked out the logistics of it, but I want to do a live show like Monday mornings or right after game day and just hang out then and talk more in detail about the game. Cowboy Noah says, where's the Steelers helmet in the background? I can't find it. It's in a box. I know it's in a box somewhere, and I'm just too lazy to pull it out. Colt says, you a baseball fan? Who's winning the World Series? Oh, snap. Yes, I'm a baseball fan. It's very complicated. But I was born in Phoenix, so I like the Diamondbacks, so I definitely was cheering for them last year when they were in the World Series. My wife is a Red Sox fan, so we cheer on the Red Sox. I grew up in Baltimore, in Maryland, and I went to a lot of games for the Orioles, so I like the Orioles. So it sucks that they got eliminated today. And I also like to cheer on the Rangers because they're right next door to the Cowboys. Now, who do I think is going to win the World Series? Well, let's take a look at these MLB playoffs. Because I did have a pick in mind. Let's look it up. Definitely, Astros got eliminated. You got the Guardians, you got the Royals, you got the Yankees. The Yankees are like the Cowboys. They're going to get knocked out. I don't know if the Royals are going to eliminate them, but definitely the Tigers or the Guardians. Phillies could be a good choice. Mets aren't going to do anything. Be real. Dodgers, I would hate if the Dodgers win because that's just a cheat code. I'm going to go with the Atlanta Braves. I know they just won recently. And I know the Padres are up 1 on them right now in the wild card series. But give me the Atlanta Braves. I like the Atlanta Braves. Blitz says, and you have us to support. That's so nice of you, Blitz. You're right. We have a great community. You're completely right. Michael says, what will you feel about the Cowboys if we can't get the job done on Sunday Night Football? It sucks, but it's also, I understand a loss because we weren't at our best. Now, it could be a brutal game, like if we lose like 44-3, that's a cause for concern. But if we go down swinging, lose by a field goal, lose by a touchdown, I would understand that we were missing arguably our best player, Micah Parsons. So if we lose Sunday Night Football, I don't think it's a cause for concern, but it does make things harder because we're going to be playing Detroit and we got a bye week after that. Then we take on San Francisco. So if we're talking about a game that needs to be won just due to the stretch of games that we have here sooner, this is it. So I agree. Do you see us missing the playoffs this year? Tristan says. I always had us sneaking into the playoffs. I think the beginning of the year was going to be rough, but I feel like the Cowboys are going to pick up momentum, chemistry as the year goes on. I'm still sticking by they're going to be a 9-8 team sneaking in as the wild card. TKG says, I'm struggling with my relationship with the Cowboys. They make me frustrated so much. What do I do? Well, that's a good question. You turn it into something positive. Look, man, I'm 28, and I haven't seen the Cowboys go to a Super Bowl, and I haven't seen him go to the NFC Championship game. But instead of it being negative, I wanted to turn it into something positive, hence why we started this channel. And because of that, we're meeting each other, and we're having a great Wednesday night. So it's a negative experience, but let's turn it into something positive. Colt says Braves are down 2-5 against the Padres. Mike, is that game going on right now? Dang, I gotta choose a different team. Let's get rid of the Braves. I hate it. I'll go the Phillies. Let's get Bryce Harper that ring. Colt says, are you scared about Jaden Daniels? It's so early in the season, but I will not be afraid to admit that Jaden Daniels can be Lamar Jackson. Jaden Daniels has the potential to be Lamar Jackson. That's all I'll say. But he looks good. Michael says, do you believe Travis Hunter can start both sides of the ball in the NFL? Look, Travis is such a talented athlete. I mean, it is wild how we have that argument about what is he better at as a cornerback or a wide receiver, because it's both. It's ridiculous the amount of talent that he has. I don't know if at an NFL level you can play both sides, though. And that's me saying that as an amateur, because obviously, I'm just a content creator. But we've never seen that before. We've seen it like Dion, right? Dion, we've seen him obviously play cornerback, and he was put into packages as a wide receiver, as a runner. But to commit to both sides of the ball would be absolutely insane. I'm all for Travis doing it. Like, if he wants to be that pioneer, take that first step and do something that no other NFL player has done in the league, he could be the one to do it. And I'm not going to be the guy to tell him that he can't. I'm not going to be that guy. Like, he's the type of guy that if he's determined, if he wants to do that and be the best at both of those, honestly, he has the talent to do that. That's how great of a player he is. Trista says, with the juggernaut schedule we have, we're probably going to be a 6 or 7 seed at best. Yeah, I agree. TKG says, if not us, who could you see winning the East? I would like to see Washington win it over the Eagles. I think we're on the same page. Obviously it hasn't been a repeat NFC East champ since like 2002 or 2003. But yes, I agree. Why not? Let it be the Commanders. I don't care. If it's not us, like, have it be someone else. Maybe we get all surprised and the Giants come surging back. But yeah, Washington deserves it. They've been through hell, all their fans. So take it, man. I'm not really, invested in that. Blitz says, Tony, very random question, but when you're done with the chat and everything, look up a name that might go pro one day. His name is Ryder Flugans. I got you, man. But with that being said, I want to thank you again, guys, for jumping in and hanging out tonight. So much fun. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Pre-game prediction videos tomorrow morning. Madden predictions Friday night. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, X, and TikTok. And thank you guys so much. It was so much fun. I will see you guys next week for another live show for Week 6. But good night, guys. Go Cowboys.
Yeah, here we go.
Here's it out